All right, e-bikes, time to charge you. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever it may be.
This bike right here is the Norco Sight VLT C.
So, unfortunately, I deleted the audio track from that day in the shop. So, rather than make you listen to really bad, echoey, terrible camera audio, let's just instead do something a little bit different. Let's take you along for one of the best rides I had on the Norco Sight, and then I can use the experiences from that ride to kind of illustrate what I like and don't necessarily like about the Norco Sight. I want to give a big special thanks to the folks over at Jensen USA. They made this video possible. Thank you, Jensen. Jensen is also an online dealer for Norco bicycles here in the United States of America. And I've got a link in the description below over to the Jensen USA website where you can read more about the Norco Sight. Anything you purchase from Jensen from that link will directly help support my channel. Thanks in advance. Beyond Jensen, I have a bunch of other industry supporters I want to thank. Big shout out to the guys at Industry 9, PNW Components, Shimano, and I've got a special relationship with a different bike brand that's not Norco. It's called Ibis Cycles. I used to work there. Ibis continues to support me. I ride their bikes in half my videos, and I do 3 dedicated Ibis videos a year. And thanks to Norco for taking a chance and letting me ride their bike, because I really did enjoy it. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. You can see Mount St. Adams pretty prominently, just to the south of the campsite. Right here we have the all-you-can-eat buffet, snack pack, ride food. This is Logan's sweet setup. He was camping out here last night. We got e-bike 1, e-bike 2. I got a generator and 5 gallons of gasoline. Cannot show the behind the scenes generator. I guess if I was made of money, I'd have solar panels on the roof of my van and all kinds of batteries, but a $3,000 solar battery setup can be replaced with a $200 Craigslist generator pretty easily. That's frustrating. So you just grab it and then it can't actuate the post. So I gotta cut it right here. And then hopefully, that's gonna be super tight. Broke open, feed cable in, and it doesn't come out. I feed housing in, doesn't come out. This right here is probably the single most frustrating mechanical I've experienced on a ride in the last few years. You see, the way the dropper cable is routed, there's no tunnel within the down tube or anything like that. The cable's floating loose, and you need to have it bounce off the motor to go back up the seat tube. So if you have a problem, you literally need to pull the entire electric motor to replace the dropper cable. It is rare to have a problem with the dropper cable, but still, this was exceedingly frustrating. You're back in business. Over an hour messing with this bike to get it to work. You all good?
I think so.
Juniper Ridge, here we come. Hope we don't get ran into by moto guys. All right, this should be a fun turn. The Sight uses some pretty modern mountain bike geometry, including a quite steep seat tube angle. This makes for a very comfortable seated position for climbing up some fairly steep climbs. However, this is an e-bike. Now, when you get that steep seat angle, it means you're pretty high off the ground, so it's kind of hard to balance. Might try boost mode. I actually had to put the bike in the boost mode in order to get enough power to get myself up these steeper bits. Oh, come on, motor. Overload, overload. With a slacker seat angle, I would have an easier time balancing, and I think I could get away with staying in eco or trail more on the climbs. Back into trail. Save a little battery. Oh, come on. It's like if I pedal too hard, it'll cut out. Huh. Now, at the same time, this modern mountain bike geometry is fantastic if you're riding trails intended for use on a bicycle. These OHV trails are far steeper on the uphills than the average mountain bike trail, and honestly are outside of the design parameters of the modern e-bikes. Oh, it's so awkward with the saddle up.
Yep. Oh! Wow.
Woo! All right, coming out here was worth it now.
Yeah, that's sweet.
That's rad. Whoosh! Incoming. We're on top of a ridge. That right there is Mount Rainier to our north, and to our south is Mount Adam. Today I'm riding the Norco Sight. It's a pretty cool bike. It's an e-bike, and we're here on a motorcycle trail, so I've got no issues with legalities. And this is a super fun jump. When it comes to jumping, a lot of e-bikes suffer from a heavy front end. However, the Sight was fairly well balanced and it flew through the air pretty well for an e-bike. Now when it comes to manuals, the longer chainstays on the Sight VLT did make it a bit more work to manual than some of the other e-bikes I've ridden. The Taser was definitely a little easier to manual, and the Niner WFO E9 is also a tad easier to manual. But how much of your ride do you spend manually? I might be a bit of an oddity when it comes to this. Hey, bird. On downhills that aren't crazy rocky or super duper steep, the Sight felt really good. I enjoyed the balanced feeling of the dual 29-inch wheels. That battery placement was pretty good. Oh. I do think it's pretty funny that on fast sections of trail like this, where you're well over 20 miles an hour and the e-bike cutoff, it's actually faster to turn off the e-assist so that you don't have any extra drag when you go to pedal the bike to get your speeds higher than that 20-mile-per-hour limit. That's right, an acoustic bike, aka a regular pedal bike, would actually be faster for these bits of trail than an e-bike.
That was fun for a moment.
Yeah, it's fun. A little sketchy for me.
Yeah, if it's getting foggy or whatever, or too dusty, feel free to just slow down and keep yourself safe.
Yeah, it hasn't been too bad. Well, too sketchy.
It's more important to get home in one piece than it is to get a shot.
These things need to go so much faster.
I know.
30 would be like perfect.
Problem is, there's a huge disconnect on how they're used.
And that right there is a big key point I want to make with this video. This Norco was a great bike if you're going to ride on regular bicycle-intended trails. If you're going to ride on more motorcycle-style trails, it can definitely do it, but there's some other bikes out there that are a little bit more suited to that. On the flip side, the more moto-style trail bikes aren't going to work nearly as well on the mountain bike-style trails. Horses for courses.
You know, one thing that's good about these bikes, they teach you to commit to a line.
Yeah.
Because they're so heavy, you can't just pick them up and move them.
Uh-huh.
A corner, whoa! Not many of those. Well, I'm certainly not gonna be able to ride up this hill on this bike. This would be a motorcycle hill. Bike's driving itself. Walk mode doesn't exactly have a lot of power.
Oh, I realized somehow.
This is climb challenge for Logan. This is gonna be hard.
Yeah. Actually, it'd be not even that easy on a dirt bike.
Logan's really fast on a motorcycle as well.
Well, in the dry, I think you'd motor right up it. Whoa!
Ah, I think I can do it.
Oh! Safe.
I've been so close so many times.
Oh!
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 That's so stupid. I just lost my balance. I'm past it all though.
I gotta try it.
Yeah, it's just that first transition is.
If I could like power wheelie into it and then hop,
I also tried the far left line, but didn't quite work.
and that's a cheater line because it's never dry in Washington.
Oh,
One more go and it's your turn.
yeah, it looked like you kind of slow over and then on the gas kind of worked. Oh, there it is.
You
With the hops.
stoked.
Turbo.
Oh,
I slipped a pedal.
that was your chance to shine. I thought this bike would be easier to get up over that thing. I mean, maybe that wheel's getting hung up because it's so small. It's not so much traction, it's like rolling.
I think it's a me versus you.
No, I think it's the bike. Oh! Whoa, that thing's pretty neat. That's awesome.
When it comes to handling, the Sight takes turns pretty well. It actually performs very well in berms, better than the Niner does in this comparison here. Now, one upgrade I did on the Norco Sight for these more rugged trails, I didn't film it in this video, but I threw some WTB 2.6 wide tires on here, and they helped a lot when conditions were this loose and rocky and kind of rugged. At the same time, I think for more bike parky, mountain bikey trails, the stock 2.5 double down tires would perhaps be better than the 2.6s. I really enjoyed the Norco's suspension. The Horst link with the air shock was really nice combined with the weight of this bike. You see, an air shock can be made to be quite progressive with volume reducers, whereas a coil shock is perfectly linear. With the Sight, I was able to hop and bounce it a little bit more than a longer travel or coil sprung bike. I really like that, and it suits my riding style pretty well. I hope to try some more Norco bikes with a similar Horst link technology.
I figure this is our turning around point. Nice, nice. That's a cool line, actually.
There might be a double there
Yeah, I know. Oh,
if you go further than I did.
you know, I don't want to try to double it because the rock potential,
Yeah,
flat.
flat.
Do you want these clear lens glasses?
Sure.
The hill climb.
The RockShox Lyric fork felt okay. I think this particular unit was in need of a rebuild, but I would like to mention that a beefier front fork would be a good upgrade. Perhaps a Zeb or a 38 fork, but you can definitely feel a bit more flex on a Lyric on an e-bike than you can on a regular acoustic bicycle.
That's a nice corner. Don't go over the edge. Ah, that's a good one.
That's a nice turn.
This is a perfect berm in that hillside.
Yeah, I said that's a super sweet turn.
Whoa. Holy cow.
Did you almost loop?
Yeah, I grabbed the brake and it's like glazed over or something.
Oh.
It's like, or overheated maybe.
I just barely saw it.
You got it? Oh, keep it going. Oh, nice. Hill climb champion Logan Nelson of Bellingham, Washington. So there's a random rebar post sticking up right here.
I mean, it would be better if we could ride not dirt bike trails on e-bikes.
Yeah,
That's like half of the issue.
agreed. Beautiful sunset, which means we're almost out of light and it's time to get down the hill. This is called Juniper Ridge, and it's the best trail we'll ride today. You ready? Let's skedaddle. Oh, those buttes are all lit up. Oh, still an e-bike. That's probably really sketchy with the dust.
Actually, there's not much dust.
Oh, cool, okay.
And it's not too bad because there's not much light.
It's probably worse when I slow down for you. There's no way this GoPro footage is gonna be very visible with how dark it is. But we're gonna try, because that's what we do here.
As soon as I said the dust wasn't that bad, the dust got bad.
Oh, it got bad. That was a sketcy spot too. Fast and narrow. I shoulda, coulda gapped that. So a few minutes ago, my back brake totally didn't work when I was trying to control a manual. Like the pads hit the rotor, but they didn't grab it. I almost looped out. A little bit gun shy, getting way back right now. Don't want to keep her pinned through the blind corners. Might not hear a motorcycle because I'm making a lot of noise. And in my head, I sound like a motorcycle. Oh, those corners are so good. Just take a quick break.
It's more fun than I expected.
Yeah. Probably on that bike too, you got extra travel. Those two corners were really nice.
Yeah.
I got some arm pump.
Oh.
So that was it for the ride, but I had a great time on the Norco Sight. It is a really well-made bike with very good attention to detail on the spec. I had a few minor quibbles, many of which I think were the result of having ridden a bike that had been demoed for like a year. That means it's got tons and tons of miles on it. I do think this is a fantastic bike, and I would highly recommend it to any of you that are so lucky to have e-bike legal mountain bike trails close to you. If that's your case, this bike would be hard to beat. I have a link to the Norco Sight VLT over at Jensen USA in the YouTube description just below me here. Anything you purchase from Jensen will help out my channel. Thanks in advance. And really, That's a solid bike. I think you guys would like it. Give it a shot. Thank you all for joining me. It's been a pleasure and a treat to hang out with all of you. Hope you have a fantastic holiday. Hope you stay safe. Hope you get out on your bikes, whether they be pedal bikes or electric bikes. They're all good. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, like, share, all that. But more importantly, peace.